Hello everybody, my name is David Burton, and today I'm going to be showing you a project I did for my object-oriented programming module. I did this project through processing, and yeah, just a little bit of a quick description of what we had to do and what this is. So for my assignment, I had to come up with some sort of sci-fi heads-up display or HUD. So something that you might see in a sci-fi movie somewhere, like maybe in a computer in the background or on a spaceship or something like that. So what I decided to do was I um, picked a series or TV show that I was inspired by, and I said I would come up with something to, kind of inspired by that franchise or series. So I picked Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is a TV show, which also had a few subsequent movies, and I designed something kind of just inspired by that. So let's jump in. So here's the first screen. It just kind of shows you what's coming. It gives you an idea, fades out to this loading screen, and then we get to hear. This will just loop, kind of flashing, letting the user know that it needs some input to start. So you just press any button, and that'll take you to this screen. This is the main menu kind of screen. So there's a few things going on here. I'll start in the top left and work my way down. So these are three separate buttons that'll take you to different pages within this kind of, make-up computer sci-fi HUD. So I'll take you through what each of these does after I explain everything else here first. So here's just a little logo from the actual television show. In the middle, taking up most of the space, I've got a grid here, just kind of look sci-fi-ish rather than just kind of going for like a square grid. I went with something that was a little bit more kind of, a little bit more involved, a little bit more lines going on. Over here, we can see I just made a quick little radar. Um, the radar has three arms moving, all at different speeds. The shortest one, the green one there, you can see is flying around. It's supposed to kind of look maybe like it's detecting things in the immediate area, whereas the yellow one, the kind of intermediate kind of distance away from where you currently are, and the red one kind of slowly going around scanning further distance away. Below that, I have a memory usage dial. So the idea is that it looks like you can see how much memory is currently being used by this computer, and it's supposed to be a dial that kind of is constantly moving with a total displayed up here at the top. Now what this is actually doing is it's displaying at the top how much memory is allocated for this processing sketch that I'm currently running, and it's then displaying on this dial here how much memory is actually in use. So this is actually not just random data, this is actual data that I'm taking out from the computer. And these values, I've tested this on a few different computers, those values do actually change depending on the computer that it's being run on. Down here then I just have a few times. I have the local time, so I'll move this down, you can see that corresponds to this time, which is actually the local time at the moment. And then I also have Tokyo 3 time, Tokyo 3 being a fictitious city from the TV show that I talked about earlier. Now to go on to the buttons that I mentioned earlier. So this first button, Pilot Vitals, when you click it makes a little noise. It will take you to this page. As you can see at the top here, it says press a number 1 to 3 for pilot health stats. So I've got a grid, numbers, labels on the X and Y axis, and we've got time in seconds, and we've got heart rate in BPM. So this won't display anything until, again, there's some user input. So if the user presses numbers 1 to 3 on the keyboard, we get this kind of thing. So we get one of our pilots, again from the television show, Shinji Ikari. We get a picture of him, and we get his heart rate readout here plotted onto the graph. All these data points are coming from CSV files that I actually have hidden in the data folder for my processing sketch. And then you can hit. I also just have a little bit of an animation here, kind of like it's flickering, just I've seen that before in kind of some sci-fi shows, and I thought it might look good here. You can press 2 and 3, and that'll show you, the 3 different pilots that are kind of being tracked at the moment, and they all have different readouts. Once you go back, you can go back here. You can see that this is constantly changing in value. Once you go back here, takes you back to the main menu, and we can go into world status. What this is we've got a little bit of an animated background, and we have just a quick little brief text readout of kind of what's going on at the moment in the series. And I did a little bit of animation to have that kind of reveal, kind of the way it was revealed, kind of inspired by kind of the older RPGs and that kind of thing. Kind of from the 80s, 90s, and the Game Boy, that whole era of how text was kind of revealed. And then here I have just 2 images to kind of represent the angels, the aliens, and then Earth, kind of Nerve, and those 2 sides. And I just have a little bit of animation to kind of so they're not just completely static images. So this button then takes me back to the main screen again, and we have finally an exit button. And when I click on this, it'll play a song. It is kind of quite loud. My voice is very quiet, but this song is going to be quite loud, so just a little bit of a heads up. So it'll take me... I'll just let the song play for a few seconds, and then I'll take you back and just explain through it. So that's just... I was just showing you that there's a song there. It's a little reference to the television show, and you could read there that it's a W to go back into the program and Q to exit. So if what I did is I pressed W and that brought me back to the main screen, but if I did Q, it would have ended the program. So I'll just show you that quickly. Q ends the program. I'm going to run this again just to show you that I have little interrupts, so if you don't have to go through that fade out at the beginning every time. You can just hit any button at any time and it'll take you straight to the main menu. Just an example, at any time, hit a button and it'll take you to the menu. That was really, really handy for troubleshooting, but it also might be handy if anybody just wants to get straight to the menu and have a look at these few features that I've done. So I can go here and Q to terminate. Okay, so that's me. That was my quick little demo of this project that I've done for processing. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.